I was, so young that I had no idea that my parents were addicted to drugs and alcohol.
I had a realization that my husband, Rikki's father, was cheating on me.
Sleeping in the back of a car at 9 years old is not an ideal situation.
When you're using, you don't really feel. You use so you don't have to feel. And that was that. And I just dropped him and left him.
My name is Rikki Mendias, and I'm the founder of Hav A Sole, a nonprofit organization that provides fresh sneakers to the underserved communities.
One night I couldn't sleep and had an idea to give away my sneaker collection. And that's what I did. So the next morning I had a phone call with my mom, and she was like, "Are you sure you want to give away your shoes? You love them so much." And I was like, "Yeah, never been more sure." She was like, "Well, how are you gonna do it?" And I was like, "I don't know, but I'm going to find out."
Ma'am, is there anyone else in the house?
Yes! Just my son, Rikki. I think he's still asleep on the couch.
What the fuck were you thinking?
Right there!
Ma'am, I'm gonna need you to cooperate.
God, I can't believe this is happening.
One of my earliest memories was at the age of 9 years old. It was the middle of the night, and I was woken up by LA County sheriffs, grabbed me by my shoulder and said that I needed to go with them to the station.
Deputy, the house is clear. No one else is present but this young man.
Copy that. I'm afraid you have to come to the station with us, young man.
Why? What's wrong?
Everything's gonna be fine. Let's just get you a jacket.
Hey, what's happening?
Stay with me.
No, no.
It's gonna be fine.
Where's my mom at?
Hey, somebody get him a jacket!
I was terrified, I was confused, so I grabbed my G.I. Joes and I went with him.
What did you do?
Mom, please. Your mom did something very bad. All right? She did something very bad. All right?
Later on that night, I found out that my mom had shot somebody and that she was going to jail. And my life was never going to be the same.
You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you in a court of law.
The night I got arrested, I had been doing meth, which I was in the middle of a psychotic break, and I had a realization that my husband, Rikki's father, was cheating on me with this one woman that he had gone out with. In the state, the psychosis, I thought I would wait for him till he got back and try to scare him when he, because I didn't want him to leave me in this state. And when he got back with that girl, I ran outside and I fired at the car with the .38 Smith & Wesson.
Well, obviously I was cheating. I was coming home. The girl that I was cheating on, I was driving her car, and I heard what I thought was a shot, but I didn't pay too much attention, but it was in the back of my head, something went by the car. So I turned the corner, and right when I turned the corner, she was right there with my pistol. She fired it and it hit the girl in the arm, and I just took off.
As a mother, I wanted to make amends, but I think it's important to know that my mother killed herself when I was 7 years old, and she was schizophrenic, and I said I would never be like my mother. And like, she was 38 when she killed herself, and I was 38 when I had that psychotic break. So it's like saying I would never be like my mother was like giving the universe the exact coordinates to where I would later land. I became my mother.
Man, I was, so young that I had no idea that my parents were addicted to drugs and alcohol. My brother, he was 8 years older and had a better idea what was going on than I did.
Growing up with mom and dad on drugs, addicted, it wasn't a normal childhood, that's for sure. I love being a big brother to him, and hanging out with him, and, just trying to be a good big brother. There's an 8-year difference between me and him, so, there's a little different, but, I still took care of him and tried to be a father role to him.
Everything just felt broken, and I blame my mom for that. A month after she went to jail, we got evicted from our apartment and we had nowhere to go.
Sleeping in the back of a car at 9 years old is not an ideal situation.
Because they took his mother to jail, and then I went and picked him up, So he stood with me from then. And then I took him to my mom's because I was getting loaded. I can't have my son here watching me do this, You're leaving?
I'm not leaving.
Dad, you're leaving?
Hey, it's gonna be fine. I can see you from the park, right?
Dad, can we please go? I don't like it here at all.
Just be a few minutes.
Dad, please don't go.
Fine, right? Just go back to sleep.
Dad, please. Dad, please hurry up.
I'll just be a few minutes, Rikki.
Please hurry up. I don't like it here.
My mom went to jail. We were homeless. My brother's in and out of juvenile hall. And, we were just trying to get by. And then I ended up moving with my grandmother in Santa Monica.
When you're using, you don't really feel. You don't feel it. You use so you don't have to feel. So when I dropped my son off, when I dropped Rick off at my mom's, I just knew it would be a better place for him. I couldn't take care of him the way he should have been taken care of. And that was that. And I just dropped him and left him.
I met Becky when I was living at the shelter with my mom when I was really young. And I remember that she was visiting us and sharing her story with all the women and children there. And then after she finished, she was talking to my mom, and I ran up to the both of them, interrupted their conversation, waving my shoes in my mom's face, saying, "Hey, look, mom, the holes in my shoes, they've gotten bigger," and completely embarrassed her. From there, Becky did not hesitate. She said, "Hey, I can take your son to get new shoes." And, my mom hesitated because that was really embarrassing for her at the time. After some negotiating on my part, I remember we were able to go to the shoe store and buy new shoes. And I remember walking through the doors and just being like a kid in the candy store. All the different styles, the colors, and honestly, I wanted them all. So I'm walking through the shoe store and I'm looking at all these different styles, and I finally find a pair that was the perfect fit, comfortable, stylish, and everything. I remember the smell of the new shoes. I remember everything. And, that moment would create something in me where I told myself that no matter where I was, I always needed a new pair of shoes. I met Becky when I was young, and it was a very brief moment, but her small act of kindness changed my life.
My parents did play a big part in my anger and frustration, just simply because of what they put me through.
It was like very challenging. Rikki started acting out in his teens, and history was repeating itself.
Yeah, I got to a point in 2014 when I wasn't happy with my career. As a photographer, it was going nowhere. One night I couldn't sleep and had an idea to give away my sneaker collection. In the beginning, I just wanted to give, so I loaded up a bunch of shoes from my collection into my Ford Explorer. I also grabbed some wool socks and some hoodies that I stopped wearing, and I hit the streets.
We are here at the Covenant House. Just gave out, probably over 100 pairs of shoes, from Jordans to Vans to Air Force Ones, Blazers. You name it, we had it, we gave it. We've been coming here for almost 8 years, and this event is very special to me. It's our annual Christmas event at the Covenant House, and I get to meet new faces. I get to see old people that I remember. And, there's nothing like a new pair of shoes to just brighten up the day, man. And that's what we did here today.
Since 2014, we've actually given out over $4.5 million worth of footwear. Once a year, we go on a road trip and, visit other major cities. And I think back throughout all those years that I was lost and had no purpose, it makes me more motivated today with Hav A Sole. Any of our events, we take the time to get to know the people that we're giving shoes to, and there's a really deep human connection that happens. It's one of the most important things about our operation. Hav A Sole is my baby, and I can't imagine where I would be without it.
My name's Jason.
Jason, I'm Ricky.
Nice to meet you.
Again, it's good to meet you, man. We're out here trying to deliver some footwear to people that are just, going through it. Tell me what a new pair of shoes will do for you out here.
It's gonna help my feet a lot, man.
Yeah,
Get me walking a lot more.
yeah, that's what's up.
Okay, well, it's T-Bone, okay? And I'm out of Houston, Texas, but I grew up here in California in my hometown. I'll make sure when I'm there, everything going left field, keep it straight. That's how I keep my business.
Keep it 100, yeah.
Yeah.
What do you think a new pair of shoes does for you?
Hey, man, it do wonders.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I appreciate it.
I made amends to him. We're starting to see each other now.
He's an inspiration to me and to my family, and just very thankful to have him in my life.
For me, Have A Sole is changing the family trajectory, the family lineage. Like I said early, one of alcoholism addiction to one of service. This is a visionary, somebody that when he hits an obstacle, finds a solution. He's really puts a lot of heart into it. And I think that's why it's been so successful.
It is really important that Have A Sole doesn't end with me, that it has a future with my children and continues to help as many people as possible.